Chainsaw Man. Chapter 38. The hallway of the hospital is quiet, except for the echoing footsteps of Denji and Power. The smell of disinfectant hangs in the air, sharp and sterile. Bright lights flicker overhead, making everything feel just a little too white, a little too clean. Power walks close beside Denji, eyes darting around nervously. Her long hair swishes like an agitated cat's tail. "Someone's definitely trying to assassinate me," she whispers fiercely, gripping Denji's arm. Denji rolls his eyes. "Nobody's gonna bother assassinating you. You're not that important." Power gasps in outrage and smacks his shoulder, but Denji just pushes open a door and steps inside. Inside the hospital room, Aki Hayakawa sits propped up in bed. Bandages wrap his chest and arms. His dark hair hangs limp around his face, and his eyes look distant, shadowed by something deeper than pain, grief. Denji strides in, carrying a bag of apples. "Yo, Aki, I brought you apples. Eat up so you get better faster." Power barges past him, practically climbing over the bed. "I'm eating the apples," she declares, snatching the bag from Denji's hands. Denji tries to grab them back, scolding her. "Hey, I bought those for Aki." Aki just watches them, silent. His eyes drift toward the window, as though trying to look anywhere but at his friends. He doesn't say a word. After a while, Denji and Power leave the room, still bickering about the apples. The door clicks shut behind them, and the silence falls even heavier than before. Aki sits there, alone in the white, sterile room. He reaches for his bedside drawer and pulls out a small metal case. He flips it open. Inside are several cigarettes, neatly packed together. His fingers tremble as he picks one up. His eyes fill with tears. He remembers Himeno, her laugh, her grin, the way she always offered him cigarettes. And now she's gone. Tears slip down his cheeks. He presses the cigarette to his forehead, as though trying to feel her presence through the thin paper and tobacco. Meanwhile, outside the hospital, Denji walks along the corridor, hands stuffed in his pockets. His face is thoughtful, his brows furrowed. Why don't I feel sad about Himeno dying? He wonders. Shouldn't I be crying like Aki? He tries to remember how it felt when other people in his life died, his father, old friends. Nothing. It's like there's a hole where the sadness should be. He thinks about Makaima and feels his heart thump faster. Is that love? Or something else? Denji frowns. Am I even capable of loving someone enough to cry over them if they die? Or am I just a devil who looks human? He stares ahead, lost in thought, the noise of the hospital fading around him. And that's where this chapter leaves us. Aki drowning in sorrow, Denji wrestling with the question of whether he's even human at all. Chainsaw Man. Chapter 39. The day is overcast, clouds hanging low as if pressing down on the city. Aki Hayakawa steps out of the hospital, finally discharged. He's dressed in casual clothes instead of his usual devil hunter suit, but there's a heaviness in his eyes that no change of clothes can hide. Standing on the street, Aki takes a deep breath of the city air. It's filled with the scent of exhaust fumes, distant food stalls, and rain waiting to fall. For a moment, he just stands there, as though not quite sure where to go next. We cut to the public safety building. Denji and Power sit stiffly in front of Kishibe, the veteran devil hunter who's become their new mentor. Kishibe stands in front of them, imposing as ever. An older man with a rugged face and tired eyes that look like they've seen too much. He cracks open a bottle of booze and takes a swig right there in the office. Denji and Power stare at him, half terrified, half impressed. "All right," Kishibe growls, wiping his mouth. "I'm gonna keep training you too, until you're strong enough to survive. If you can manage to kill me, you pass." Denji's eyes go wide. "Kill you? But you're human, right?" Power waves her arms frantically. "We'll be arrested for murder." Kishibe just gives a cold, almost bored stare. Don't worry about that. Then, in the blink of an eye, Kishibe is behind them. He slams Denji's face into the floor and drives a blade into Power's head. Blood sprays. Time skips forward to that night. Power and Denji sit together, battered and bruised, bandages wrapped around their heads and faces. Power's horns are even chipped. Denji groans. I think I've died, like 20 times today. Power clenches her fists. We must defeat Kishibe. Let's combine our brains and come up with a genius plan. Denji nods solemnly. Right. From now on, we'll use our heads. No more dumb attacks. The next morning, Kishibe waits for them in a quiet building. Sunlight streams through tall windows, dust swirling in the beams. He stands there calmly, bottle still in hand. Power and Denji burst in, grinning with suspicious confidence. Today's the day you die. Power shouts. From above, several blood spears suddenly launch at Kishibe, summoned by Power's blood manipulation. At the same time, Denji lunges at Kishibe with an axe. But Kishibe dodges everything with ease. He flips Denji over his shoulder and slams him into the floor. Then he grabs Power by the face and smashes her into the wall. Power slides down the wall, groaning, her eyes spinning. Denji is left twitching on the ground. Kishibe sighs. Good effort, but still too predictable. He kneels beside Denji, speaking softly. You too have potential, but devils are cunning. If you fight head-on every time, you'll die. Denji, barely conscious, lifts a thumbs up. Noted. Elsewhere, Aki sits in the public safety offices, meeting with a higher-up official. The man tells Aki he's been assigned a new mission, one involving the mysterious gun devil. But before Aki can go after it, he must make a contract with a new devil, since his old contracts are weakening. Aki silently clenches his fists under the table. He knows each new devil contract demands a price. Maybe flesh, years of his life, or even his soul. The chapter ends with Aki leaving the office, eyes filled with quiet determination. He knows the road ahead is going to cost him, but if it means getting closer to the gun devil and avenging those he's lost, he's willing to pay the price. Chainsaw Man, Chapter 40. The chapter opens with a low hum of fluorescent lights. Inside a secure underground facility, Aki Hayakawa walks down a corridor, following a public safety officer. Each step echoes off the metal walls. Aki's expression is tense, his eyes sharp with determination. The officer explains, the devil you're about to meet is being kept in a special cell. It's extremely dangerous, the future devil. Aki nods, silent. He knows this is the price he has to pay if he wants more power and to survive the fights to come. Inside a dark, eerie chamber, thick roots twist around the walls, as though the room itself has been swallowed by a forest. A strange, pulsing glow lights the space. At the center, a devil floats in the air. Its body is half root, half human, and one giant eyeball peers out from a cavity in its chest. It laughs as Aki steps closer. Human, you here to make a contract with me? Its voice is strange, playful and echoing, like laughter bouncing off cave walls. Aki stands tall. Yes, I want your power. The future devil spins around, tentacle-like vines waving. Most humans who make a deal with me have to give up something big. One guy gave me half his lifespan. Another gave me both his eyes and a sense of taste and smell. Aki's jaw tightens. So, what do you want from me in exchange? The future devil floats close, its massive eyeball staring right into Aki's soul. For a moment, there's a hush, like the entire room is holding its breath. Then, the devil bursts into laughter. I'll make a contract with you for free. Aki blinks in shock. For free? The devil's huge eye crinkles as though smiling. Because I've seen your future, and it's gonna be the worst. It's gonna be so entertaining. I want to be inside you, so I can watch it all happen up close. Aki doesn't flinch. His face stays as stoic as ever, though there's a flicker of unease in his eyes. The devil speaks again, voice dropping to an eerie calm. All I ask is that you let me live inside your right eye. I'll lend you my power, and in return, I get front row seats to the future. Aki considers for only a moment. Fine. The future devil grins. Put out your eye. Aki stands there as the devil reaches forward. There's a flash of strange light, and suddenly, Aki's right eye glows faintly. The contract is sealed. Cut to Denji and Power. Meanwhile, in another part of the city, Denji and Power lie collapsed on the floor of Kishibe's training room. They're covered in bandages. Groaning, Denji mumbles, "I can't move. My brain's leaking out." Power moans beside him, "My wisdom tooth hurts." Kishibe looms over them, looking down with no sympathy. He lifts his bottle and takes a swig. "I'm impressed. You've improved. A tiny bit." He sets the bottle down. "We'll call training off for today, but don't slack off." Denji and Power can barely raise their heads. But despite the exhaustion, there's a small flicker of pride in Denji's eyes. Back with Aki. Aki leaves the future devil's cell. A public safety officer asks, "What did it cost you?" Aki replies flatly, "Nothing. It just said it wanted to watch my future." The officer looks rattled. That's not good. Aki keeps walking, silent. He grips his sword tighter than before, as if bracing himself for what's coming. And so, Chapter 40 ends with Aki stepping deeper into a path lined with blood. And fate, his future now bound to something so horrific, even the devil wants a front row seat.